Whiskey. That's what we're going to be looking at today. We're going to be comparing American, Irish, and Japanese whiskeys and telling you what we think about it. So stick around. We'll be right back. Hey y'all, welcome back to the Florida Rum Explorer. I'm Brian, and I've got my son-in-law Levon with me today, and we are going to do something a little different. We're not talking about rum. It turns out that when you've pretty much exhausted all the rums in the aisle at Total Wine, you have to start coming up with some other ideas. I've pretty much sampled everything they have to offer there, so I'm going to try to find some more obscure rums when I can. But right now we're going to do some whiskey, and I thought it would be fun if we did a look at American, Irish, and Japanese whiskeys. And don't mind the dogs, they are a little rambunctious today. So first we're going to start off with an American bourbon, and if you don't know what a bourbon is, well, let's define what a whiskey is. Whiskey is a grain-based distilled spirit. American whiskey, or in fact bourbon rather, all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. And what do I mean by that? Well, there's specific rules for what a bourbon can be. It is a uniquely American product. It has to be at least 51% corn in the mash bill. So it has to be aged for, I believe, at least 2 years in new American oak barrels. It can't be used. And what else?
So this guy here we have specifically is bottled in bond. That one's a little bit different. So the requirements of the bottle and bond is it has to be aged for a minimum of 4 years in the same distillery in the same season, and bottled and bonds are always 100 proof exactly. Okay. So a little bit different, but it is a bourbon.
Okay, so let's try the bourbon out. So, like Levon said, this is Heaven Hill, bottled and bond, Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey. And again, you're going to hear the dogs out there fighting.
Thank you.
Hey, dogs, stop it. It's what you do when you own dogs. All right, so. That smells good.
It smells very bourbony.
It smells very bourbony. Oh, that's good. That's smooth. For 100 proof, I thought that there was going to be a little more of a kick there.
There's not a lot of bite. Got some good legs.
Not a lot of bite. Got some great legs. A little bit of pepper, a little bit of that bourbon peppery bite back there, but not too much. It's very smooth.
It's very oaky.
I like oaky.
Oaky's good. It's a little bit more oaky than I anticipated, but it's good.
Yeah, this is really a good bottle. I'll have to pick up. So, what was the price on this one?
That guy, MSRP $39.99, so
really
$40, give or take. Yep.
I thought I saw online that was going for like 65, but okay, maybe there's a different variant of it. Oh yeah, that's good. So, give it a rating, 1 out of 5. What do you think?
I'm gonna give that one a 4 or 5.
4 or 5?
You got some vanilla in there. You got some cinnamon. I feel like that's what bourbon should taste like.
Okay, I'll agree with you. I would give that a 4.5 as well.
It's tasty.
It's tasty. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the Irish whiskey. I don't know a lot about Irish whiskeys. I know there's certain rules to what makes an Irish whiskey an Irish whiskey. I believe it has to be distilled 3 times, at least triple distilled. Of course, it's a grain base, but yeah, again, I don't know much about it. I've just recently started drinking Irish whiskeys, and generally I like them. But what I got is, this is the Dead Rabbit. I picked it for the name. Come on, I mean, how could you not? Irish whiskey. It's 44% alcohol, so 88 proof, and product of Ireland. So let's try that one. I wish I could tell you a little bit more about it, but I don't really know much more about it.
That one, is the age on that one 5 years?
I think it's 4. Let me take a look. Gotta put my glasses on to read that. 5 long years. Okay.
Good.
Good call there. Not gonna pour quite as much this time. That was a heavy pour last time.
Yeah, just.
Oop. Oh, there is not much aroma coming off that.
That color's a lot lighter.
Yeah, it's kind of more of
than the bourbon.
More of a honey or straw color. Yeah.
Good legs.
Yeah. Definitely get the alcohol in the aroma, but But other than that, what do you think?
It's good.
It's good.
Getting some apple in there.
Yep. So one thing I have noticed about Irish whiskeys is they tend to be smoother than American. They don't have that bite, that peppery bite. This is a good sipping whiskey. Definitely what the Irish would call the water of life.
It's tasty.
This is tasty. All right, so I'll score this one. I would give this one a 4 out of 5. I do tend to like that little bit of bite in there, but this is smooth. So that's my personal preference. Levon, what about you?
Four is about right. Four,
Okay.
right around there. It's a little alcohol forward, which I like my alcohol to taste like alcohol. So I
Right.
feel like it's a pretty. I like how it's a little bit sharp on the nose, but there's a lot going on there. It's pretty complex. It's tasty.
Yeah. I recommend. I think you'll enjoy it if you get this one. Like I said, it is the Dead Rabbit Irish Whiskey. I will be enjoying this later on this evening.
Is that oaky? It's not oaky. That's a different wood that they're.
Well, most Irish and Scottish distilleries will use American oak barrels, usually used American bourbon barrels.
Okay.
So I'm not going to say they all do, but a lot of them do, because bourbon has to be in virgin oak barrels. Once they've used it, they can't use it again, so they sell it to a lot of other whiskey distillers to do their aging in. So this is probably done in American oak as well.
What was the price point on that guy?
Price point on this was $45 a total wine.
Okay.
A unique blend of Irish malt and grain whiskey, gently rested for 5 season in fine seasoned bourbon casks, finished in small handcrafted first fill American oak barrels. So these are virgin barrels that they're using. Interesting.
I feel like there's a little bit less char than a bourbon.
Maybe they didn't charm. That's it. Okay, so there you go. But very good one. And like I said,
Tasty.
I think it's tasty. This one was about $45 a total wine. Okay. Okay, so we're back. Now we're going to move on to the Japanese whiskey. Now this one I have not had before, but hey, look, Brian, it's partially drunk. Actually, it's almost all the way drunk. A friend let me borrow this. I'm trying to do this on a budget, so I'm trying to cut costs wherever I can. So this is Toki Suntory Whisky, and let me put my glasses on so I can read this. It is a vivid blend of whiskeys from Hakushu, Yamazaki, and Chita distilleries. Silky, with a subtly sweet and spicy finish.
Silky.
So are you familiar with Japanese whiskeys?
I've had a handful. I have not done a lot of research on Japanese whiskey, so.
Okay. So interestingly enough, they spell whiskey without the E. That's just, mostly it's American and Irish whiskey spell it with the E. So that's a quick way to determine. It's not a hard and fast rule, but usually, for the most part, American whiskeys are spelled with an E. Every place, and Irish ones, every place else tends to do it with just the Y. Okay, so let's move on to that and let's try that out.
Now, up front from appearance, it looks like it. I'm not going to say it hasn't been aged as long, but I'm very curious to know what barrel, because it has a very, very light.
Yeah, it doesn't say. I'd have to go online and try to find out. But it is. Yeah, I mean, look at that. That is a very blonde straw color. Not a lot of color in that. So I don't know how long it's been aged. I don't know.
She got some legs on her tap.
She does have some legs.
legs.
Yeah. There's an aroma there. I can't place it though. It's not
Apple. Green apple.
Green apple.
There's some green apple.
I don't know. I'm getting the alcohol.
It kind of reminds me of has like a sake-esque.
Now I do like sake.
That's very fruity. Your face.
There's something that I can't place it. Maybe it's the fruit.
So let's see. So it smells of green apple. I feel like there's some citrus in there. Definitely some citrus. I don't know. It has a weird finish.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm getting getting a little bit of pepper, not necessarily black pepper, maybe pink pepper. I don't know
Yeah.
what green
I don't
pepper
know. I
tastes
mean,
like, but it's
Reading about it online, it generally gets pretty good ratings. It's just not what I'm used to. I'm not going to say it. I mean, I'm going to go out and say I don't care for it, but that's my taste profile, my palate. I can see how other people would like that one. Like I said, it's got the fruity flavor in there. Levon, you seem to like it more than I do.
you know, it's for being a Japanese whiskey compared to the different ones that I've tried. It's not bad. It's pretty tasty, but it's very different flavor profile
Yeah.
from the other two.
Yeah.
A lot lighter. It's pretty smooth. There's not a lot of alcohol bite on it.
I think it's the fact that you really can't taste the oakiness in there, the wood in there.
There's no. I'm not gonna say there's no wood because it has some color, but I don't know. Is it oak? Like,
You got no wood? All right, sorry about that.
I don't. It smells like apples. It doesn't taste like apples though.
All right, I'll tell you what. 1 out of 5 rating. I'm going to give, simply because it's not to my taste, my flavor profile. I'm going to give it 2.5.
I'm gonna give it. You know, they gave it the good old college try. No offense, but I'll give them like a 3.
Okay, all right. Again, not saying it's bad. It just doesn't appeal to my taste. If you like something that is very non-oaky and something a little more fruity, then I think this might be a whiskey for you.
This would make a good mixer.
That might
I feel like with a
whiskey.
splash of some citrus juice and maybe some not seltzer, but maybe some tonic, not tonic. What's the other one? Club soda.
Club soda.
This is, I don't know. It has a very different. It's not what I'm used to.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's just not what we're used
I'm
to.
a bourbon guy.
Yep.
I like Irish whiskeys.
Yep.
Scotch is good too, but this guy, it's different. It's not
Okay.
bad, just very different.
Okay, so there you go. Our take on three whiskeys from around the world. Got an American bourbon, an Irish whiskey, and a Japanese whiskey. Let's be honest here. I think we are a bit biased and skewed towards the American whiskeys because that's what we grew up with. We're good red blood Americans. So we obviously like the bourbon better than all of them. So bourbon, Irish, and Japanese, I think, is in the order that we rated them. But again, they're all good. Again, the Japanese just not to my taste profile.
I would probably drink all of them again.
Yep.
This, I don't know. I'd have to be in the mood for
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So thanks a lot, everyone. We're probably going to do some more of these comparisons from around the world. We were talking about maybe doing the cognacs earlier, so maybe we'll do some cognacs. No? Okay.
No, that wouldn't be bad.
Okay. But until next time, everyone, take care, y'all.